Hello, this is Reverend Don Lewis coming to you from beautiful Florida. And today our question comes to us from Angela. And Angela writes to ask my opinion of weather magic. And Angela points out that some people are vehemently opposed to weather magic, and she would like to know my opinion. And my answer to this is that Angela is absolutely correct. There are some people who are very strongly opposed to the practice of weather magic. They are, however, in the minority, and particularly historically. If you look at history, almost every people who have practiced magic have practiced weather magic, and it's usually been considered one of the more fundamental kinds of magic, one of the earlier kinds that people are taught. And weather magic is particularly easy to teach compared to some other kinds of magic because the weather is so obviously fluid. In our first degree book, in the very first lesson, we talk about how the universe appears very solid, but is actually very fluid. But weather does not even appear to be solid. The fluidity is very obvious, and therefore much easier for people to understand how to influence. And historically, this has been one of the first magical things that a magical user will learn to do. They don't necessarily learn how to do a great deal with it, but it's usually one of the starting places in a historical training. And today, there are some people who do not approve of it, but I personally think this is an importation from Christianity and is based on the idea that we live in a closed world where there really isn't enough for everyone. Whereas the magical point of view is that one can always create more, that the bounty of spirit can always be called upon. And if you want rain in a particular area, it does not mean that there cannot be rain somewhere else, because the universe is not the solid thing it appears, and it can be added to very easily by those who know how to do so. So when you're calling rain in your particular area, you're not calling it from somewhere else, you're calling it into being in that time and place. You know, I've never been a great fan of camping festivals, but I've been to a number of them, and I'll tell you that if it starts to rain, you don't hear anybody saying, "We don't approve of weather magic." You hear everybody calling for the weather witches. And usually the organizers are busy assuring everyone the weather witches are working on it. And instead of hearing people say, "Oh, weather magic is bad," you hear them saying, "Please get the rain away, please get the rain away, please send those tornadoes somewhere else." And I have yet to see a festival that I've personally been at where the attitude was any different from that. So I would say that while there are some who disapprove of weather magic, they only seem to disapprove of it in good weather. And historically, it's definitely always been a thing. And generally speaking, I think that the attitudes of our ancestors, though certainly not something to be slavishly followed, are something we should pay attention to, because people have been practicing magic a long time. So those are my thoughts. I hope you find them interesting, and until next time, may you blessed be. Today's vlog is brought to us by everyone's favorite word, magic.
Magic. Magic is the technique of creation. Magic is a method of creating, changing, or affecting circumstances through the manipulation of energy. Magic is accomplished through the focus of willpower and emotion, which shape energy. Magic is best used for self-improvement, prosperity, and healing.